Sponsored by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Politicians are demanding answers after a second migrant child died at the U.S.-Mexico border this month. I'm Tom Hansen, and I'll tell you what U.S. Customs and Border Protection has to say.
And two Bozeman women build backpack gifts for the holidays. Coming up, who received those special gifts and why the women decided to take on that task.
6:30 on this day after Christmas. Chet Lehman, Missy O'Malley, Carson Vickroy with you here this morning. And we're getting some reports that winter is making a bit of a travel issue out there, Carson.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we experienced a lot more snow than what we were expecting, and especially for our eastern counties, that's where the majority of the problems are. To the east of Bozeman, along Bozeman Pass, I mean, you can see it right there. I mean, I don't have to tell you it's icy, because in that picture, it's snowy and icy. Satellite and radar temperatures are in the teens and 20s. That snow threat is coming to an end, but it's already made its impacts, and we're going to see snow and ice through the afternoon because I do not expect us to get above freezing. There you go. Homestake, Bozeman Pass, both reporting snow and ice, and so is Gallatin Canyon, and that will continue. It's not as bad in Butte as it is in Bozeman. Temperatures are in the single digits, so make sure you bundle up before heading out the door this morning. Similar story for Bozeman. We're a little warmer, but still below freezing, so there will be icy patches this morning on those area roadways. We'll time out the snow for you and give you an idea of when we can expect our next snowstorm coming up on Montana This Morning. Chet and Missy.
Carson, thanks. 6:31 now, a sad update to pass along. Yesterday we told you about a fatal crash that happened on Interstate 90 between Manhattan and Belgrade on Christmas Eve. Now the Montana Highway Patrol has confirmed that 2 people are dead in that 3-vehicle collision. According to troopers, a 1994 Mercury Grand Marquis traveling on Interstate 90 near Manhattan about 11 o'clock on Christmas Eve when slick roads and speed caused that car to slide through the median, crash head-on into a semi, which then hit a 2010 Ford Edge. A 35-year-old woman from Willow Creek and a 41-year-old man were not wearing seat belts, were thrown from the Mercury, died at the scene. No one else involved in that crash was injured. That crash still remains under investigation, and law enforcement say they are unsure if drugs or alcohol were involved.
So sad that it was Christmas Eve.
Absolutely true.
Our hearts go out to all their families. Now, for the second time this month, a young Guatemalan child has died while in government custody at the U.S.-Mexico border.
Now, Guatemala's foreign ministry is asking for a clear investigation. So are a number of U.S. politicians. CBS's Tom Hansen has more.
An 8-year-old boy from Guatemala, detained while trying to enter the U.S., died yesterday while in government custody, according to Customs and Border Protection.
It's just tragic, and we're thinking about his family right now. What they must be feeling to have lost their child on Christmas Day, to be in a strange country, not to know what's next for them.
The child is being identified as Felipe Gomez Alonso. CBP released a statement saying Alonso was initially diagnosed with a common cold, then a fever. He was released an hour and a half later with prescriptions for amoxicillin and ibuprofen. But later in the evening, the child exhibited nausea and vomiting and was transported back to a New Mexico hospital where he died shortly after midnight. The American Civil Liberties Union spoke to CBS this morning after what is now the second death of a migrant child in U.S. custody this month.
This administration has put deterrence and enforcement ahead of humane treatment of people. When you see family separations, tear gassing of toddlers, and 2 tragic deaths of 7- and 8-year-olds, there's something wrong with what DHS is doing.
About 3 weeks ago, another Guatemalan child trying to enter the U.S., 7-year-old Jacqueline Call, died from extreme dehydration. U.S. officials say there will be an independent and thorough review of both deaths. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
Now, officials have not released a cause of death in this latest incident. The hospital says it cannot comment due to privacy concerns. When asked for a response, ICE says it is unable to respond to media requests during the government shutdown.
And Great Falls police were called to a home for a Christmas Day standoff. A caller said that a man, later identified as 50-year-old Calvin Osborne, displayed a handgun, and the caller did not know who the man was. Police arrived on the scene after calling commands over a PA system for 2 hours. Osborne surrendered voluntarily. Osborne has been charged with assault with a weapon. There's no reports of any injuries.
Also, more than 20 homeless teenagers in Bozeman got a surprise special Christmas from two women in the community. Holidays are all about giving back. MTN's Medeiros Babb has more.
It was about a month ago when Tiffany Pimley and Amber Hughes decided they wanted to help Bozeman homeless teens during the holiday season.
We really wanted to make sure that we focused on not only getting them things that they would want or need, but also doing fun things that kids like to do. And so giving them some ways to access those kinds of things as well.
The two women reached out to the community through Facebook, calls, and texts, asking for donations to put together these 25 holiday backpacks. They are filled with gift cards, hygiene products, hats, socks, gloves, and other gifts. The support from the community exceeded Pimley and Hughes' greatest expectations.
My heart is so full. I'm so happy. I think, the idea that this could help change the trajectory of a child's life, knowing your community cares about you. It feels amazing. Yeah, I feel like I've had the best holiday, ever, really, for me.
The main purpose of the bags is to fill them with things the kids needed, but also give them the opportunity to do fun activities during winter break.
They're struggling as well, and so regardless of the situation why they're homeless. And so wanting to give them a little extra something to kind of hold on to and some joy to keep them going.
Pimley and Hughes said they are so grateful for the community support Bozeman has shown, and they hope to do many more events like this in the future. In Bozeman, Medeiros Babb, MTN News.
Now, Medeiros tells us backpacks were delivered by Bozeman's high school homeless coordinator back on December 18th.
What a great program. I love that. And Bozeman Yellowstone International Airport shattered its monthly passenger record for the month of November. Total number of passengers traveling through BZN was up 22% from last November. Additional flights to Dallas and East Coast cities were factors in those increased numbers. But Deputy Airport Director Scott Humphrey says that it's not the only reason the airport is seeing those dramatic increases.
But I think it's also a combination of growth in the valley also. As we're seeing employment growth here, we're seeing the increase in the population here in the valley and just the ridership through the airport.
Airport officials are expecting similar numbers for the month of December.
Back on the national scene, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has spent more than 6 years seeking refuge in the Ecuadorian embassy in London. But now his relationship with his host is deteriorated and a diplomatic solution to end his stay could be on the horizon. Back in 2010, WikiLeaks began publishing hundreds of thousands of classified U.S. military and diplomatic documents related to the war in Iraq and Afghanistan and the hunt for Osama bin Laden. Nima El-Bagir reports this morning from London.
The heart of Knightsbridge in central London during the holiday season. Just a few meters away from the famous Harrods, Ecuador's diplomatic mission that gave refuge to WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. The scenes outside, while the building is under renovation, are different from the ones we saw in 2012, when Assange surprised everyone by seeking refuge.
A courageous Latin American nation took a stand for justice.
But after more than 6 years of coexistence with his host, this relationship has deteriorated. Although Ecuador's president, Lenín Moreno, reiterates his government has been looking for a diplomatic solution to end his stay, he says Assange is an inherited problem.
If the British government guarantees his life, I think it is in his best interest to hand himself over to British justice.
Moreno's government imposed new rules to his guest as a condition to continue his asylum. Assange's visitors have been restricted and need to be authorized by Ecuador. He's also required to pay for his own food, laundry, and medical care, along with having to take better care of his cat. The cat has since left, and the WikiLeaks founder must not interfere in other countries' matters. Assange's legal team answered with a legal action against Ecuador, arguing the imposed rules violate his fundamental rights. After months of isolation, the WikiLeaks founder appeared in court hearings in Quito via video conference. Assange accused Moreno's government of preparing to revoke his asylum and claimed his stay inside the embassy has become a solitary confinement.
The new regulations that are trying to impose on Julian only look to break Julian Assange's will so he can leave the embassy voluntarily.
Assange remains the subject of an arrest warrant in the UK for violating his bail conditions. The WikiLeaks founder and his supporters insist he would be extradited to the US and face charges as retribution for his work with WikiLeaks. In November 2018, US federal prosecutors in the Eastern District of Virginia mistakenly revealed references to possible secret charges against Assange in a court filing. A spokesman for the US Attorney's Office said the court filing was made in error and called the mention of Assange an administrative error.
WikiLeaks for what it really is.
Trump's Secretary of State Mike Pompeo called WikiLeaks a non-state hostile intelligence service, while then U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions said Assange's arrest was a priority. A deteriorating relationship that has sparked speculation over Assange's fate. Nermal Barer, CNN, London.
Certainly a story we'll continue to follow into early parts of 2019.
Fascinating story.
For sure.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a quick break here on Montana This Morning. There is more Montana This Morning. Here's a look at what's happening, and then at 7 o'clock on CBS This Morning.
The American Heart Association is helping students get more active. I'm Chris Martinez with the nationwide warm-up prepping kids for success.
Ahead on CBS This Morning, we'll talk to the Customs and Border Protection Commissioner after an 8-year-old in the agency's custody died on Christmas Eve, marking the second child death this month. Plus, a top Wall Street trader explains what you can do to protect your investments in the new year as stocks are on track for the worst December since the Great Depression. We'll see you at 7.